It's one thing for humanoid robots to look impressive in demo videos, dancing, flipping, lifting weights like futuristic athletes. But it's a whole other story when one suddenly starts thrashing around like it's been possessed. And that's exactly what happened with a Unitree H1 humanoid robot named Dre during a test session. The entire incident was caught on camera, posted by Robotics' 6 Live on social media. The video shows the robot suspended midair by a crane. Then out of nowhere, it starts flailing wildly, smashing into nearby equipment, crashing into the crane frame, and forcing engineers to scramble backward. It was absolute chaos. One person even yells, "What the underscore is you guys run?" Another voice, believed to be Rex CTO Amanda Watson, can be heard shouting in shock as the robot spins and thrashes midair. Now the context matters. According to 6, the chaos was triggered by a very specific error. A full body control policy was activated, even though the robot's feet weren't touching the ground. That instantly caused instability, and the robot freaked out. It was like hitting the gas pedal on a car that's still up on jacks. The system didn't know what to do, and things spiraled out of control. But, of course, most people online didn't care about the technical explanation. They saw a powerful humanoid robot, snap, and it looked straight out of a Terminator sequel. I'll be back? Yeah, that's what it looked like. And here's the part that really ups the stakes. Dre isn't some prototype buried in a secret lab. It's based on the Unitree H1, a commercially available humanoid robot. Yes, anyone can buy it. It stands at 5.9 feet tall, weighs 104 pounds, and each joint can deliver up to 365 pound-feet of torque. That's serious strength. It's designed to run, lift, balance, even pull off stunts like backflips in the hands of developers or robotics teams. But when something goes wrong, a glitch, a misstep, it has more than enough power to cause real damage. And in that video, it nearly did. Now here's what's even more alarming. This wasn't a one-time thing. Back in May, another video surfaced from a Chinese robotics facility showing what looked like the same robot model, going haywire. Again, suspended by a crane, it started flailing violently, knocked over a nearby computer, and sent 2 workers running for cover. The footage looked like something ripped from RoboCop, and it went viral almost instantly. That time, the cause was a coding bug. An engineer managed to stop it by physically repositioning the base it was mounted on. But even that wasn't the first time. A few months earlier, in February, a humanoid robot made headlines during a public festival in China. It was placed behind a safety barrier, surrounded by curious onlookers, when it suddenly lunged forward, shocking the crowd. Security had to step in and shut it down fast. But that clip raised the same unsettling question once again. What happens when robots behave unpredictably in public? So yeah, we're starting to see a pattern. Highly capable humanoid robots are stepping out of lab and into the real world, and they're not always predictable, especially in high-stress testing environments, which leads us to the bigger issue. How do we define safety for machines that walk, move, and act like us, but have the strength to break bones if things go wrong? The team at the Humanoid Hub had an interesting take. They compared it to the early days of the automobile. 100 years ago, the U.S. had around 20 deaths per 100 million miles driven. Today, it's down to less than 1.5. Not zero, but dramatically safer. And maybe that's what's happening with humanoid robots right now. We're in the messy beginning, the unpredictable stage. Mistakes will happen, glitches will occur, and sometimes things will break. Mistakes will happen. Some of these machines will malfunction. Others will be misused, maybe even dangerously so. But that can't be a reason to slam the brakes on progress, because the alternative, halting innovation out of fear, could stop us from unlocking technologies that might save lives, help our aging population, take over dangerous, dirty jobs, or simply make the world run more efficiently. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Humanoids will never be 100% safe. There's no such thing as perfect code or indestructible machines. There are just too many things that can go wrong. Software bugs, hardware fatigue, unexpected glitches, or plain old human mistakes. But that doesn't mean we give up. It means we ask a different question. Where do we draw the line? How safe is safe enough? The answer might come from history. The same way we gathered real-world data to make cars, planes, and industrial machines safer, we now need to do the same with humanoid robots. And right now, that's exactly what China seems to be working on. On July 18th, they officially launched a massive next-generation AI robot training complex in Mianyang, a city in China's Sichuan province. But this isn't just some tech lab. It's a full-scale, industrial-grade platform built to train, test, and refine embodied AI robots in brutal, real-world conditions. Think of it like boot camp for humanoids. The facility includes high-tech labs, simulated testing grounds, commercialization zones, and, most importantly, extreme environment simulations. The goal is clear. Tackle the biggest roadblocks in robotics. Not enough real-world data, limited testing in messy environments, and a lack of safe, scalable ways to stress test these machines. Because, let's be honest, real environments are chaotic. There's dust, there's noise, there's movement, random obstacles, unpredictable schedules, and 1,000 tiny things that can throw a robot off. A robot that performs perfectly in a quiet lab might completely lose it in a subway station or on a construction site. According to officials, the new training zone will center around one core innovation hub, focused on 3 things: system integration, core algorithm development, and pilot-scale manufacturing. But that's just the start. 2 massive scenario-based training bases are also in the works, where robots will be tested in industries like emergency response, smart manufacturing, healthcare, urban infrastructure, and even tourism. These robots are being pushed hard in ways far beyond anything a regular lab can simulate. And China's ambitions here are massive. By the end of this year, they want at least 7 robotics companies operating inside the center. By 2027, that number jumps to 30, with over 10 new robot products launched, and more than 30 advanced AI technologies applied across sectors. It's all backed by a special fund from the provincial government, with one mission: make this facility the national leader in embodied AI. But there's a bigger play here too, a commercial one. China's humanoid robotics market is projected to hit 870 billion yuan by 2030. That's roughly 121 billion US dollars. So yes, today's robot fails may look wild or even scary, but they're part of a much larger evolution. This isn't just about fixing bugs. It's about scaling an entire ecosystem. And at the center of it, these humanoids aren't just showpieces anymore. They're being built for real jobs. From lifting cargo in warehouses, to assisting in hospitals, to emergency deployments, to, yes, even robot versus robot combat, like what the Rocket team seems to be developing. All of that brings new opportunities, new risks, and a desperate need for updated safety systems that go far beyond just software patches. Because if these machines are going to live and work alongside us, on sidewalks, in factories, in homes, then we need to know how to manage them, especially when things go wrong. That means better training protocols, smarter emergency fail-safes, clearer legal standards, and total transparency around how these machines operate. So yeah, a robot flailing wildly on a crane mid-test might look terrifying, but it's also a warning and a signal. We've entered a new chapter. These machines aren't science fiction anymore. They're real, they're strong, and they're learning fast. Thanks for watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit subscribe if you're into this kind of stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.